development, and remember, it's a long game, right? It's not, you know, one Sunday. It's not a home run every Sunday, but it's a series of singles and walks and all of that for those of you who watch baseball. Yeah.
It's all home runs and strikeouts.
That's true. That's very different than MLB.
Spiritual growth is an oak, not a zucchini.
Yes. That is one that I've not heard before, but I agree. Yeah, and there are ups and downs too. There are ups and downs. So don't gauge your success on one Sunday or your failure on one Sunday. Okay, it's a long-term thing. I have to remind myself of that all the time. 4, every child matters. You know, there are kids who will garner more attention. There are ones that you will really like because they seem engaged and they answer the questions and all that kind of stuff. And then there will be some that you like not as much, and those kids matter too. And so make sure that you're noticing and investing in all those kids. Number 5, I just talked about this. Number 6, it's not going to be perfect. All right, it's in ministry, whether it's kids ministry or other ministries, oftentimes you hear these heartwarming stories, you know, and how, and you hear, you know, these people who have been working in kids ministry and talk about how much it, you know, warms their heart to be a part of it, and there are a lot of Sundays that won't warm your heart, you know. But like I said, there will be moments that will do it, but you're not doing it for your own affirmation, or you're not doing it so that you feel good. You're doing it for the sake of the kids, and so remember those moments, you know, when it's hard, and you know it's the middle of February and you want to move to California, and you know the kids are squirrely because they've been inside all week and all that. So, yep. Number 7, ask questions as they come. Make suggestions. Share your feelings. Okay, this is part of the feedback thing, and you can do that with Adrienne, and she'll pass them on to me, or you can come right to me and just go, hey, I think we're missing the boat on this. I think we need to do better with this, or here's an issue that I'm having. Don't wait until you have a long list of things that pile up. Okay, share them as they come. And you know, I don't know. I don't know what the difference. No, if you have things there, and you know, especially if it's something that, you know, emotionally you're having a reaction to, share that too. And just, you know, you don't have to say, hey, you're making me do this or whatever. Just say, hey, I've been feeling this way lately, and so maybe you can help me with that. And maybe it's something that we have to change, or maybe it's something that you have to change. You know, it's not always easy to figure that out until you have the conversation. Okay. 8, you can keep up with the services online, and make sure you're doing that. Just take the time to watch the sermon if you got time and all that. I know it's not the same as being there, but you can have a relative amount of connection by making sure that you do that if you haven't been in church because you've been teaching for a few weeks in a row. Number 9, be considerate of other teachers and the leaders who are responsible for scheduling. Give as much notice as you can for sick days. You know, just be very open and communicate. You know, when you're going to be here, when you're going to be gone, all of those sort of things. Yeah. Okay. We talked about the check-in and pick-up protocol. Yeah, we need to make sure that we're guarding that diligently. Yeah. All right. Any comments or questions? Anything that you want to sort of play on what we talked about today? That's all I have really for material today. But anything you want to add?
Maybe just 2 questions in terms of the facilities or support materials. So sometimes in using a variety of teaching approaches, there are times where we will have either a video clip or we can stream it. And so are there laptops in the rooms, or should we bring? Or is there a DVD player, or we'll try to invite musicians to come and help maybe with some instrument playing, and so, or we can use tapes or DVDs or something like that. Yeah. So just wondering about some of the support facility material.
Yeah, yeah. As far as the TVs go, I don't know that we have, like, something like this I suppose would be ideal.
Okay.
And we actually, we could actually have one of those upstairs.
Yeah, because
and they're not that,
there is
that expensive.
That small gray TV, DVD tape player is downstairs, but the tape player got a tape jammed in it.
Yeah.
And so that's not functioning anymore. DVD I think still is, but yeah, it's down in that little space.
Yeah.
But I think something newer like that would be nice.
I mean, we have 3 rooms, and I mean, we can probably even start off just one sharing it.
Yeah.
Just alternating when.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll get one of these for upstairs, just dedicated to upstairs, in case you guys need that. In the material, are there Sundays when you will when like that will happen for all of the classes, or do they primarily do that with the older kids, or is that stuff that you add?
Both.
Okay.
But the older materials now actually all have a component. Some of them are really very good with either story or additional material.
Right.
And I've been out of the preschool for a year, so I'm not sure if that's included in that, so I'll be checking to see. So I guess often I find supplemental stories or song or something to add in.
Yeah.
Just to introduce some variety in the teaching.
Yeah.
I mean, we tried with the older kids. I tried to have the same at the same time, so they kind of got to know what we were going to do when.
Yeah.
And I think that was helpful for preschool. We do the same thing for preschool.
Yeah. What format do you have your media in generally? DVD or?
Yeah, I don't have. I think we've gotten rid of the last of whatever the VHS, DVD, or streaming it from YouTube.
Okay.
So yeah, we also just probably had like the full suite of like plugs, so we just, you know, people are using their phones just to put it on the TV, right? Just
Sure, yeah. Yeah, that could be.
And then you could teach us
We
how
don't
to do
have
it.
an extra laptop right now.
Okay, but we
have
could.
the one that we use for check-in.
Got the check-in one. Yeah.
Okay, but I could bring.
You could bring your laptop.
You could bring, yeah, you
Teach
can
us how
bring
to do
it.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll make sure that we get one of these for upstairs, and try to foresee every connection that needs to be made. And it's not that many really. I mean, usually you can figure out something that'll work.
Okay.
And smart TVs will also have YouTube on them, and so you can just play it right from the TV as well. So.
We don't have a
It's
smart
a whole
TV.
world. One thing that's like I don't know, I never knew what to do with offering. Like there will be kids that will bring an offering.
Right.
Some never do it. We've not been great at like focusing on that and whether. So I don't know. That's just something. Do we want to emphasize that? And if we do we like pick a particular project that I don't know, and communicate that to the families so that.
Right.
Or I don't know. What are people's thoughts on offering in general?
Two thoughts. So that was the second part so the thing that I like about learning to give. So ideally, I think having children dismissed. I like them seeing corporate prayer.
Yeah.
And I like them seeing adults giving. Mm-hmm. And so if we moved the discharge or dismissal till the end of that time, so we have opening songs and then collective prayer. Yeah. And then offering, so they see, wow. And it's kind of a natural, at the end of the offering, there's still the movement before the next song. Yeah. And so they've seen that. So then they come upstairs, and as part of, we practice, and it was, again, usually a minority of folks who would remember to give. It was a great chance for me to to give in their presence. And I think, I don't know, whatever you want to choose, if there's a project, or it's just, this is part of our giving.
Yeah.
We honor the Lord because He tells us to give, and we practice the giving.
Yeah.
And this goes into supporting the church.
Yeah, I like that. You know, whether it's a missionary or World Hope or something like that.
Right, I think having a visual, like if we had one focus a quarter or something, so that each classroom could have a visual, so that it would keep it in their minds and hopefully in the, and that we communicate to the parents, so that because otherwise, it does kind of peter out, people forget, whatever. So I think having something visually so that.
And I think it's important for children to understand early that you give back to God.
Right.
Yeah.
And like our kids are divided, there's giving jar, your savings jar, and your spending jar. And so they learn, it's not all for you to spend on what you want.
Right.
And to give back to God, I think for them to learn.
Yeah.
So I don't know, does anybody have a thought?
Is there something local? Because again, then if you do something local, then it's more tangible for them to understand I made an impact. What I'm doing and what I'm giving makes an impact. And so there's something that we can kind of tie it with a clear lesson where they can realize and see the impact that they're making through the giving.
Just feed my starving children. I mean,
Yeah.
17 cents or something provides a meal for a kid. You could do something.
And they
like
do
that.
Yeah, little M&M.
the M&M things where they say quarters, so we could fill up. How many M&M things can we fill up if they bring quarters in, or I don't know.
I know that the young kids couldn't go there, but older kids and parents, that could be something, I don't know, we're working into a schedule of, this is what we've been saving our money for, and now we can go and help actually prepare the food, but that would probably be like first grade up. I don't know, there's an age limit. Oh, no, they won't let them.
Yeah.
I mean, but there's a certain age, and they could see actually
Right.
also what happens, and I think that visual to see it actually and be part of it is important too.
It's been exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be a good option. Yeah, feed my starving children.
I don't know if there's a way to know this, but Dick's Kiwanis Club at Christmas time always picks out, now this is St. Anthony District, I think. One of the schools, is it? Oh, Columbia Heights, yeah. They pick out a family that is a needy family, and then they will give money towards helping them have a wonderful Christmas, whereas they wouldn't have it before. I don't know if we have contact with families like that, but we could start in October, and go through a quarter. And then actually maybe they could meet that family. You have to be careful. You have to get the right family. Because one time they did it and they noticed they have these big TVs and all this stuff that costs a lot of money, and yet they were giving them for a needy family.
That is very common. They have the cell phones, they'll get the meals. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the culture of poverty. It's like it's all,
So
so they don't have the
They
things
can't do
need,
things
but-
for their family,
Yeah.
but they can get all this other stuff, so you have to be careful.
And also, I think sometimes that also creates awkwardness and an imbalance.
You have to know the family, so I don't know if it would be easy
The
for
closest
us
thing
to
that
do
would probably
that.
be Angel Tree that we're already
Right.
involved somewhat
Right.
with.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
Well, why don't
the nice thing about Feed My Starving
That's
Children
a
would be
good-
that when kids bring in offering in my class, it's usually been like a quarter or like at most $1. So at 17 cents a meal, at least they can actually, I feel like they can actually see
Like if
something.
they bring in a quarter, that's
and
a
we could,
meal and a half.
we could make a
Yeah.
visual
Yeah, exactly.
showing
Where-
how many meals they contributed to.
Which would be fun, I think. We could have fun with like a banquet table filling up with how many, or I don't know. It's probably easier than opposed to like if we're expecting to raise, I don't know, $300 to buy Christmas presents for families.
Right.
That could be,
And we can tie it into, for the elementary school on up, a Saturday going for a 2-hour time. And maybe one of our times, we can actually bring some of those meals ready to eat
So they
back.
can
So,
tie it.
right.
Oh, yeah.
And so they say, oh, here's what, and kind of get the full expectation, experience. I mean, I thought they were great, but
They
there
are,
were
yeah,
people
they're
who, they didn't have that shared.
Nice.
I thought it was good.
I did
Yeah.
Well, you know, even in Jamaica, when we went to Jamaica, we were handing out food, and there was one mom that refused food because her kids wouldn't eat it. It's
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, how about, just to wrap that up, let's make it a focus. We can communicate that to the parents tomorrow at noon. I can make some sort of something for the next week, a visual I like the banquet table idea, like little plates or something,
Yeah.
I don't know, this is how.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's still 17 cents a meal. I'm
Right,
just
I
threw
can
that
look at the
number out.
website, they probably have, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that says on
It's a
the
great
website.
prime number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those prime numbers. All right. So I want to finish up just by having us go upstairs, and whatever classroom is going to be yours, and you're going to be teaching in. I want you just to spend some time praying for the year, praying for your kids. I don't know if you have a list, but I think most of you guys have done this before, so you have a sense of who's going to be in there. And so just go up, pray for them. You know, if your partner or your corresponding teacher is there, pray together and all that. And yeah, we'll close it that way. So thanks so much for coming. Thanks for investing the time in training, and hopefully we'll have everybody will be able to watch this video, and we'll continue to reinforce it throughout the year. But just make sure that you're diligent about policies and procedures and all the stuff we talked about today, because it's the everyday stuff that sets the culture that we want. It's the culture that accomplishes the mission. So, okay, so let's go upstairs and let's do some prayer.